Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Saturday the 8th of February 2025. Today was Matchday, FA Cup Matchday, first ever FA Cup game between Leeds and Millwall. We only went and won it, didn't we? I think Alex Neil mentioned in the pre-match press conference that Femi Aziz was a bit touch and go. Well, I tell you, he's gone. He went. He scored 2 goals. This is the match report from millfc.co.uk. Aziz at the double as Mill advanced to round 5 of the FA Cup. Been a long time since we said that, lads, isn't it? You know, Gary Rowett couldn't stand the fucking FA Cup. So Millwall 2-0 winners at Leeds United in the Emirates FA Cup 4th round on Saturday afternoon. Femi Aziz's double, one in each half, ensured a safe and deserved passage into round 5 in Yorkshire. I didn't watch the game. Obviously, it was available on streams around the world, as I told you in yesterday's video. But not in the UK, sadly. And I was travelling anyway. I was travelling on the train. I'm away for the week. I don't know if it's coming across in the recording. The sound's a bit different. It feels a bit echoey in here. I had to listen to it on BBC Radio 5 Live Sports Extra, which was picking up the feed from BBC Radio Leeds. And you can imagine how that went. Apparently, Liam Roberts was the best thing since sliced bread because, you know, Leeds was so fantastic and it was only him to stop them. And for some reason, the co-commentator kept talking about Finn Aziz, because he's getting Finn Azaz of Middlesbrough and Femi Aziz confused. I thought he was saying Fem Aziz. Femi? Does he saying Finn? Yeah, he's saying Finn. So that was an experience which luckily was enjoyable because we won the game. So there you go. And now then, Alex Neil handed Camille Negley a Mill debut at Ellen Road with Liam Roberts. Wes Harding? Remember him? Billy Mitchell and Aziz also in the XI, whilst there were places on the bench for Tom Lee, Reece Bangor Williams and Zach Sturge. The home side provided the early pressure, but the Lions did manage to break away with 4 minutes on the clock. Harding crossing for Negley, whose shot was tame before Leeds managed to clear away. Luke Cundall then went for the spectacular and sought an overhead kick, only for the home side to head away from danger before Casper de Nor's strike from the edge of the box was blocked. Leeds' first attempt, meanwhile, came on 12 minutes as Sam Chambers' half volley sailed over the bar. Roberts had to be alive on 22 minutes as Wilfred Notto looked to sweep an effort into the back of the net from a cross, the goalkeeper saving with the stopper then bravely diving at the ball amongst a flurry of feet 6 minutes later as the home side looked to break the deadlock. With half an hour on the clock, however, it was to be the Lions who would take the lead as Aziz cut inside and fired a deflected effort past Carl Darlow from the edge of the penalty area. Jake Cooper got in the way of Notto's drive from outside the area as Leeds looked to respond, but it could, and perhaps should, have been 2 with 36 minutes on the clock as Aziz cracked the crossbar with an attempt, with Cundall heading the follow-up wide. How did he miss that? He was like 5 yards out. Roberts was then called into action as he saved Chambers' shot before Joshua Gilavogu was extremely lucky to stay on the pitch, receiving only a yellow card for a dangerous challenge on Denor. Yeah, basically studded him in his ankles. And like, how's that not a red card? Mitchell, Negley and Harding carried the ball forward at the beginning of the second half, causing Leeds to hack away from danger. Whilst Roberts was once again on top form to tip Largy Ramazani's effort wide with 54 minutes played. A minute later, however, the Lions doubled their lead and Aziz doubled his tally. Millwall won the ball back in midfield and Denor fed the wide man who raced towards goal and struck a low effort into the back of the net for 2-0. Bosh. Joe Bryan had to undertake some excellent defending shortly after to make sure the home side did not reduce the arrears, but on the hour mark, Leeds did have the opportunity to do just that as referee Gavin Ward pointed to the spot as Cundall and Notto came together. Robert Stowe was well placed to tip the kick from Pascal Struijk onto the net and onto the post and save. So yeah, so Gavin Ward doesn't send off a player who jams his studs into someone's ankle. But when someone gets touched on the shoulder, not even grabbed, like just, touched, and falls over in the penalty area, that's a penalty. What a joke. How was he the referee? We had him the referee, just 2 games ago, and he was shit in that game as well. How have we come back again? How is he back already? Why are they doing this to us? Another stop from Roberts saw him push Joe Rothwell's attempt wide, with Mitchell then sending Aziz away down the left-hand side as the Lions looked for a third. The wingers crossed looking from Hilo Ivanovic at the back post as Leeds poked behind. Neil freshened up his attacking options with the introductions of Duncan Watmore and Bangor Williams with just over 20 minutes to play, followed by George Honeyman and Ryan Wintle not long after. Once again, Roberts denied Rothwell, the Lions then seeing the rest of the game out with ease to claim a deserved place in round 5 of the Emirates FA Cup. Hey! A crowd of 34,923, 1,838 Millwall fans, although how many of them actually got inside? The team was as follows. Liam Roberts in goal, Wes Harding, Tanganga, Cooper, Bryan, Mitchell, Donor, Negley, Cundall, Aziz, Ivanovic. The subs were Jensen, Wallace, Windle, Kelly, Watmore, Leahy, Bangor Williams, Honeyman and Sturge. And the subs that got used was Wintle on for Mitchell in the 73rd minute, Bangor Williams on for Negley in the 68th minute, Kelly on for Cundall in the 80th minute, Honeyman on for Aziz in the 74th minute, and Watmore on for Ivanovic in the 68th minute. And what can you say? I mean, obviously I didn't see the game. Couldn't. I don't think we're even going to get any extended highlights on Millwall TV. I think the rights are owned by the FA and BBC or wherever, and they put out the highlights, and I've shared the highlights that was on YouTube today from BBC. So I think the best we're going to get is probably like the 3 or 4, 5 minutes that we get. But sounds like we played absolutely blinding, especially in defence. I think we had a lot of defensive stuff to do, and a lot of people praising obviously the goalkeeper, which I did go to the Portsmouth game and I did see him up front, and I did say, wouldn't surprise me if they kept him in, especially if like Jensen went out injured, just as a precaution. But I mean, man, he's really good. He's really good. Now, Leeds did make 10 changes to the team. They did. Also, people saying, Wes Harding for being out for 5 months, not being involved. He came in and did okay. But I think the star of the show was Denor, especially the fact that he got studded in the ankle, and he got up, took it like a champ, and said okay, and then he goes on and assists the goal. So fantastic stuff. We've got some pictures here from the Emirates FA Cup full front tie against Leeds that we won 2-0. We won 2-0. And here you go, playing in the green, which is 50% off today. I don't know if you get an email from the club every time Millwall play a game, and something's on sale. I don't know if it's. I didn't read the email properly, so I don't know if it's during the duration of the game or for the whole day. He loves it, doesn't he? Look at that. Wes Harding absolutely loves it. Not bad, eh? The new guy, obviously, did he play okay? The people who went to the game saying he played okay. So there you go. Femi Aziz. Femi Aziz. Why not? Not bad for someone who was touch and go. He's good, gone. He's gone and scored 2 goals. There you go. Why are they sticking around? This is the end of the game. Why are you sticking around? Go home. Go home, Leeds fans. Go home. Why are they all still there? I don't know. But there you go. Bosh. Into the next round. Now I've got some post-match comments from the manager. Southwarknews.co.uk. Mill boss praises Femi Aziz after 23-year-old scores decisive brace against Leeds. Alex Neil praised Femi Aziz after the 23-year-old scored a brace during Mill's 2-0 win against Leeds United in the FA Cup fourth round and said Femi gives us something we currently didn't have in the side. Aziz missed the past 5 games after limping off during the Lions' 3-0 win against Dagenham and Mirror in the previous round of the FA Cup, and he proved decisive upon his return. He opened the scoring via a deflected strike in the 30th minute before punishing Leeds in the transition in the 50th minute. I don't know if it has happened or it will happen, but I would imagine that they might get put down as a own goal. The deflection was very significant, so it wouldn't surprise me if they changed that to an own goal. I think Femi gives us something we currently don't have on the side, which is his raw pace in terms of looking to get in behind. You know, Luke Kondo is a pocket player on one side. We've got Camille, who's just come in as a pocket player on the other side. But what Femi does is he offers that threat in that we can get him behind. He wants to look in behind the first and foremost, which is what you need in your team. He had 3 opportunities to score, and I think the other one, he hits the bar. The first one's a bit fortunate. Obviously, takes a deflection and flips into the far corner. But after I thought he had a really good, strong performance. Pocket player? What's that about? I don't know what that is. Is that new lingo? I'm not sure what that is. I know what a pocket thing is in NFL. A pocket quarterback. It's someone who's old and shit and can't run anymore. So they just stay there and throw it. Is that what he's saying? Luke Kondo and Camille were pocket players in that they pick up the ball and then turn and pass it to someone else. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what it means. Why? Where? Who? How? Southwarknews.co.uk. Alex Neil reveals why Mill duo were absent during the win against Leeds in the FA Cup. Yes, did you notice? Where were they? Alex Neil revealed Macaulay Langstaff missed Mill's 2-0 win against Leeds United at Ellen Road in the FA Cup fourth round earlier today through injury, while the Scotsman opted to give George Savile a break after a really busy schedule. Langstaff, 28, missed time earlier this month with a slight injury, but was fit enough to feature in the Lions' last 4 fixtures. Savile, 31, has started the past 5 games. Macaulay wasn't fit, Neil said. So Macaulay was injured, hence why the reason, we didn't have a senior striker on the bench. We had John Tom and we had Duncan. Savile's had, a really busy schedule in terms of games that he's done. So I thought, it's just a great opportunity to give him a breather, and more importantly, I thought Billy's sort of been chomping at the bit to get an opportunity. Apparently didn't play very well today, Billy Mitchell, according to those who went, that I've spoken to. Didn't play very well at all, so we'll see about that. Well, we won the game though, so Now, even more post-match comments from Alex Neil. And also again from the southwarknews.co.uk. Alex Neil, the players deserve unbelievable credit for improvement after the FA Cup win against Leeds extends Mill's winning streak to 4 games. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Alex Neil said his players deserve unbelievable credit for how they've improved under his leadership. Patting himself on the back there. After Mill's 2-0 win against Leeds in the FA Cup fourth round extended their winning streak to 4 games. The Lions pressed high and played bravely against the league leaders and were rewarded when Femi Aziz's 30th minute strike took a wicked deflection and spun over the sprawling Leeds goalkeeper Carl Darlow. The Whites, they pushed for an equaliser, but then Femi Aziz pounced in transition to extend Mill's lead to 2 goals. Only minutes later, Leeds skived and stole a penalty when Luke Cundle was penalised for a fake ball in the box. But backup goalkeeper Liam Roberts stood firm to deny Pascal Struijk. The Lions held on for the remaining half an hour to secure an impressive win and a spot in the FA Cup fifth round against a side that only lost one of their last 18 games and had not lost at home since mid-September. Yeah, I think they've probably forgotten. It sounds like they've forgotten how to lose. We'll get onto that in a minute. I think they've forgotten how to lose. Bit of sore losers. I thought we played really well, Neil said. Leeds at the moment is the hardest ground in the Championship to come and get a result. I think the only team that won here is Burnley. Was reading some stats, in terms of, I think they're one of the highest scorers in Europe. So we knew how tough a game it was going to be. Obviously we knew they would make a few changes. We made a few changes, but I think the most pleasing thing for us is how we played, how we went about it, and I thought we carried a real threat throughout the game. I thought we kept the ball well in spells, which we needed to, because you can't just defend for the whole match. I thought the players were excellent. I was really pleased with the game. I was disappointed in the penalty. I might be proven wrong when I watch it back, but I didn't think it was a penalty. No way. I thought it was very, very soft. But at that stage, we needed Liam to stand up and make a great save, which he did, and I thought we needed to defend for those last maybe 15, 20 minutes, and I thought we did. We were capable of defending our box very, very well. Before we came here, we were 3 in a bounce, and I think that's now 4 on the bounce. And I think, in the terms of the performance, I thought the threat we carried throughout the game, I just thought we were really good. And the last thing I want is for people going away at the last 15 minutes where we know we had to dig in and make changes. Leeds were totally dominant, but that wasn't representative of the last 75 minutes for me. I thought the first 75 minutes we carried a real threat, and more importantly, we made Leeds work. We sort of gave ourselves a breather with the ball at times, where we could move the ball and retain it, and made them have to come out and try and get back off us. But from where we were, when I walked into where we are now, I think the players deserve unbelievable credit for what they've done. There was another potentially contentious refereeing moment in the first half when Joshua Kuilavoglu caught Casper Nor late, and replays revealed his studs were up. Kuilavoglu received a yellow card for the challenge. I haven't seen it back. I'm not really into the habit of going to get players sent off. I'm still one of those ones where I think football's still a contact sport for me. Contact? Bloody hell, that was some contacts. Providing it doesn't go off the limits of what you deem acceptable as a challenge, and I still like to see the players fight it out and sort of getting amongst each other. So from that perspective, it's not something that I'll be looking for people to get sent off for, unless, it maybe looks a real poor challenge once I see it back. I thought the refereeing in the game was pretty good. I just thought the penalty decision was disappointing. I didn't think it was a penalty. Mill took on the Leeds side of a very different start in 11-1 that beat Coventry City 2-0 on Wednesday. When asked if Leeds' boss Daniel Farke underestimated the Lions, Neil said, I don't know, you need to ask him that. I think when you're in such good form as they are and performing as well as they just do now, so Daniel will sort of be positioned in the same way I would going forward. If I'm being honest, if we probably had more senior options, I might change a little bit more. I think we made 5 changes today as well, so it wasn't just Leeds that changed. We changed half our team. So I think from that perspective, I certainly don't underestimate Leeds, and I wouldn't think they would do the same with us. And I think they thought it's an opportunity for some of their players to show that they can contribute between now and the end of the season. But obviously they deemed it strong enough to win the game. Well, they didn't win the game. Mill won the game 2-0. So there you go. Now, FA Cup, 4th round. What comes after the 4th round? Well, it's the 5th round, isn't it? Here we go. This is from the FA.com. Find out all the details for the Emirates FA Cup 5th round proper draw. When is it? The draw for the Emirates FA Cup 5th round proper will be made live on BBC's The One Show on Monday the 10th of February. Fuck off. I don't want to watch that shit. Taking place at around 7:10 p.m. GMT. The draw will be presented by Kenny Summers, with former England and Arsenal players Alex Scott and Theo Walcott drawing the balls out. Utter woke nonsense. The draw can also be watched across our Emirates FA Cup social media channels of X, Instagram and Facebook. I think I'll be watching it on that. Ties in the fourth round proper are taking place across the weekend, and you can find out where. Blah 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 blah. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are ball number two. I'm filming this. Obviously, I think, is it finished yet? The Brighton game. The Brighton game here finished, so I can tell you who's won that game, because obviously there are no replays. And what the fuck just happened? I am looking on my phone. Please do not be alarmed. Brighton beat Chelsea 2-1. So, I mean, fucking hell, we might win this. All the decent teams are getting knocked out. So there you go. I mean, come on, what are we doing here? This is, we're going to win the FA Cup this year. Why not? Why not indeed? There are obviously games being played tomorrow. Obviously, Brighton. Number 3 is Brighton, we know that. Exeter City or Nottingham Forest, Blackburn or Wolves, Plymouth or Liverpool, Aston Villa or Tottenham, Doncaster Rovers or Crystal Palace. Please don't let it be Crystal Palace, because I think it's too soon for Romain FC to be coming back and playing against Millwall. Especially, the atmosphere. It's going to be a bit weird. Seeing your ex-girlfriend, at the somebody's birthday party is like a bit weird, a little bit weird. So I don't want them. But I mean, we've just had Leeds away. We had Dagenham and they brought along some West Ham fans. It looks like we're going on a little bit of a hooligan tour of the FA Cup. Maybe Cardiff away, Burnley away, Wolves. Do they still do that, or they've been Premierfied? Liverpool away. Hello. Yeah, I mean, man, this is decent stuff coming up. And after this, you win this one, you're in the quarterfinals, then, ain't you? How long will it be until all of the quarterfinals are played at Wembley? I wouldn't put it past them. at all. Because it's only 4 games, isn't it? So, we wait to see. Obviously, by the time the draw is made on Monday, we know who it is, because there's no replays. So, man, this is... I still reckon probably in this round you want a game that you could win. So that would probably... it's got to be Cardiff, innit? Maybe Ipswich Town, just because I think they might be a bit demoralised being at the bottom of the table. Preston North End, although I know Alex Neil left Preston, but I think he left them, didn't he? They didn't fire him. He left because they sold some players and didn't give him money to buy new players. Apparently, that's the story. Man United at the Den. Now that would be good. Not at Old Trafford. I've been to Old Trafford for the Sunderland game in 2004. So there you go. That's happening at 7:15 on BBC's The One Show. Now, again. FA Cup 5th round. What does that mean? It means a game has been postponed. And that game, ladies and gentlemen, is Bristol City at the Den on Saturday the 1st of March. If you were planning to attend that game has now been moved. When has it been moved to? We don't know. It could be that it's been moved immediately. There are no replays, so there would have been a date for the replay to take place. So is that going to happen now? Now it could be on the Wednesday after that date. Could be. So that would be, the 4th of March? Obviously, can't be here because we've got a game midweek there. Leeds away. If it's not up here, then it's probably between Stoke and Sunderland. So after the Stoke game. So that would be nice, having 2 home games in a row, Saturday and Tuesday, or Saturday and Wednesday. Home games at the Den, why not? Stoke and Bristol City, why not? Before travelling all the way up to Sunderland. And I would imagine that this game, I think, will be moved for television. The Sunderland game. I'm almost certain that the game will be moved to an early kickoff for a television. So we wait to see if that happens in 2 weeks' time. Now, I told you earlier that, Leeds haven't lost in a while. And they've probably forgotten how to lose. And that is evident in this statement they put out today. Apparently, Millwall fans were doing chants, the chants about Turkey and what happened there. It's not nice, I don't do that stuff myself, but, it's, they're making a mountain out of a molehill, etc., etc. One thing that interesting is, this from the NewYorkTimes.com, which is the Athletic, and just a little story at the bottom of this. In August 2023, the UK's Crown Prosecution Service, the one that didn't prosecute Jimmy Savile when Keir Starmer was in charge of that one, the Crown We Might Prosecute Service, released new guidance around punishments for tragedy chanting. This stated that tragedy-related abuse can be prosecuted as a public order offence, with fans possibly being punished with a football banning order, meaning they could be prevented from attending matches and tournaments, travelling to certain areas and denying entrance to pubs during matches. But I love the last line of this, saying Millwall beat Leeds 2-0 in Saturday's FA Cup tie to progress to the 5th round of the competition. Yes, we did. And this guy here, the writer, Baron Cross. Now, on Baron Cross's Twitter, I'm not sure if he's the brightest spark in the shed. Mixed with metaphors up there. He posted on his Twitter account, X account, a screenshot of an email that he was sent from Leeds. That was a press release. And at the top of that, because I think he was supposed to copy and paste it, but he just took a picture of it and posted it. At the top of it, in bright red, was embargoed until 2:15 p.m. And it was this statement that you just saw from Leeds' website about the tragic chanting, word for word. So they mailed this out to various people, but they said embargoed, so they mailed out in advance and said don't publish it until this time. So that's what embargoed means, if you didn't know. So when did they send that email out? If you're a journalist and you're watching this, if you've got anything to say, check the time. What time did they send you that email? Kickoff was at 12:15 p.m. Was it before kickoff? Was it during the first half? Was it at half time? Was it once Millwall scored the second goal? Or was it when Millwall saved that penalty and it looked like Leeds were going to lose that game? Is that when they sent it out? We would really love to know when they sent it out. Now, this is Wikipedia and it's Section 5 of the Public Order Act. So 1986. So just said that the CPS have said in 2023 that they are just going to use this law. They're going to gerrymander tragedy chanting in quotes, whatever the fuck that means, as an offence under this act in 1986. So back to the future. Let's go back and use a law for a thing now that it wasn't intended to be used for. Why not? Why not just make it up as you go along, Section 5. Harassment, alarm or distress is an element of statutory offence in England and Wales, arising from an expression used in Sections 4A and 5 of the Public Order Act 1986, which created the offence. And the Act was amended in 1994, and the law, as it's written, says, the offence is created by Section 5 of the Public Order Act 1986. A person is guilty of an offence if he or she, very non-exclusive, just the two genders, uses threatening or abusive words or behaviour, or disorderly behaviour, or displays any writing, sign or other visible representation which is threatening, within the hearing or sight of a person likely to be caused harassment, alarm or distress thereby. In February 2014, Parliament passed a redaction of the statute which removed the word insulting, following pressure from citizens. The offence had the following statutory defences. The defendant had no reason to believe that there was any person with hearing or sight who was likely to be alarmed or distressed by his action. The defendant was in a dwelling that had no reason to believe that his behaviour would be seen or heard by anyone outside of his dwelling. The conduct was reasonable. So, take your pick. But I don't think they're going to listen to you, because I think this is to make money. Because you can see here, the offence created by Section 5 is a summary offence, and it's punishable with a fine, not exceeding level 3 on the standard scale, which was £1,000 as of 2015. It's probably gone up by now. Now there were 4 to 5,000 prosecutions of harassment, alarm, or distress brought each year in England and Wales during the 2001-2003 period, with approximately 3,000 cases resulting in conviction. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. 3,000 people being fined £1,000. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. So you can see, so they brought 5,000 prosecutions and 3,000 were upheld. Man, what a fantastic way to earn some money. Create a very loosely worded law which can lead to a fine. So you don't have to lock people up, because that costs money. You don't want to spend money. You want to make some money, and then you make it as the fine is up to £1,000. I mean, wow, what a racket we've got going on in this country. Yeah, it's a load of old shit, isn't it? I mean, come on. Here's the thing. Reason to believe that there was any person within hearing or sight who was likely to be alarmed or distressed by his action. These kind of things have been going on and on and on at football games for a long, long time. If you go to a football game, or if you've ever been to a football game, you know that these things go on and on and on and on and on. So, why would you be upset or alarmed or distressed? Here's the thing. If I've got someone who I work with and I say every time I see him, "Alright, shitface, how you going, shitface?" If every time, day after day after day after day, I call him shitface, and he doesn't say anything to me. In fact, let's say he doesn't say anything about me calling him shitface, but we carry on talking normally. But then all of a sudden, the 100th time I call him shitface, he says, whoa, you've upset me. You've caused me alarm and distress. I'm calling the police. Oh, no. How can you do that? You've established that me calling you shitface is normal. And the kind of chants, whatever you think of them, are normal at football grounds. So how can you be alarmed or distressed? Not only that, Leeds United do these things as well. They do these things to Manchester United about the Munich air crash. And probably to Liverpool fans as well. You know what I mean. So, like I said, they haven't lost in 18 games and they've forgotten how to lose gracefully. So, we've beaten them in the FA Cup. I don't know how many points are we behind them in the league. Well, let's have a little look. Can we still catch them up and beat them to the title? That will be a fucking cherry on the cake. How many points are we behind them? 26. Possible but unlikely. There were some championship games today. Obviously the losers who got knocked out of the FA Cup played today. Sunderland 2, Watford 2. West Brom 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1, and one of their players got sent off for punching another player, so he'll be missing. Carl Barley, I think one of their better players. Sheffield United 2, Portsmouth 1, and Norwich 1, Derby 1. And there's a game tomorrow, Bristol City versus Swansea. And the table looks like this. I don't think we've moved anywhere really. But there's a 3-point gap between us and Preston and Oxford. And if we win another game, obviously won 3 league games in a row, 4th one is a cup game. If we win 5 in a row, it could be interesting. Could be very interesting. Who do we got next, by the way? Does anyone know? Let me just what are we doing? Do that. Who did we got? Oh yeah, Plymouth midweek Wednesday. So I mean, man, we should be winning that, but I mean, Plymouth have signed they've won their last game. They've signed about 5 or 6 decent players who've hit the ground running. So I mean, that's not going to be easy. Like, come on, could we not play them before the transfer window closed? But man, what a game! There you go. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.